Comfortably zoned in Metsville.
Hey, welcome back to Comfortably Zoned in Metsville. I've got the Maven of Mets and Dodgers, if you want to know the truth, Robert Cole with me. And my co-host, really sidekick, is the producer, Paul Brumbaugh. How you doing, guys?
Doing good, Ralph.
Good.
Doing good,
There you
Ralphie.
are.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, my friend. Everything's going good out here in Alameda. The sun is just coming out. Morning is like Rockaway. Do you remember Rockaway when we were kids, Robert?
Yes,
In the
yes.
in the mornings, my family had a bungalow out there for a couple of years, and in the mornings it would always be overcast, and about noon it would be a beautiful day, and that's how it is. That's how it is a lot in Alameda. So, what can I tell you? We are coming to you, incidentally, from the Marty Rose Memorial Podcast booth in Alameda. Every time we do a show, Robert, he's always with us.
Yes, he
It's
is.
it's I talk to Peg every couple of weeks, and they're having a hard time adjusting, especially on Father's Day. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
he was a terrific father, um, terrific husband, and a terrific grandfather. Um, Mortality sucks. What can I tell you?
Well, especially when it takes the good people.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I think the only people that are
Primarily,
gonna, I think the only people that are gonna miss me when I go is probably
everybody.
is the debt collectors,
Well,
and then my cats. But that will be after the meat has been picked clean from my bones. So, but
no.
otherwise, I think that's right around there.
Yeah, well, let's be serious for a second. Paulie, you're living through a time where you're raising kids and taking care of your parents. And that is incredibly stressful.
Oh, yeah.
And people who have done it, um, uh, I mean, you feel good for having done it, but it's exhausting, and it
Yes, it is.
changes your life.
No,
Uh,
it's called it's called caretaker fatigue. The good thing is I belong to the diaper of the month club. They used to be the young diapers, now they're the adult diapers. So, but yeah, exactly.
well, well,
Well, you know what?
uh,
It's like the old joke. Well, I guess it depends.
yeah.
All right.
At, at least they'll remember to put on the diapers.
Well,
That
yeah.
Oh, my buddy. So I'm gonna reference a couple jokes here. So my buddy
all right.
Mickey Joseph would do jokes about his parents. He goes, oh yeah, they used to change my diapers. Now I change their diapers. They used to drop me off at the movies. Now I drop them off at the movies. They would
Yeah.
come in. They would come in right before I went to bed, give me a kiss on my forehead, and say good night. Now I go in and kiss them on their forehead and say good luck. And so,
Yeah.
so that's Mickey Joseph for you. He had a whole bunch of stuff. And what was his last joke was, my dad is 96 years old, still has a driver's license, and texts while he drives. I have no punchline. That is the joke. And so, yeah.
Well, I did comedy with Mickey in the 80s and 90s, and he had a great line about talking to his kids, and his kid says, I want to go to the fucking park. And Mickey corrects him. That's not. He says, it's everybody's fucking park. He was at the time we were doing comedy, he was the best middle in San Francisco. And he was just, he did voices. He was as cute on stage as you could get.
Oh, that's funny.
And,
That's funny because I'm actually known as the middle in the Castro now. That was another joke. That was another joke. Yes, I know. Sorry. I'm trying to get canceled before the first hour of the show, folks, so I can get off duty. Go ahead.
All right. The Castro joke inspires me to talk a little Mets.
Well, just so the people know, the reason why we're talking about jokes is because then we're going to talk about the Mets.
Yeah, there you go. The biggest joke we have. All right, there we go.
Right.
Leads up to the punchline.
I'm not all that amused, but I just want to make a few points. I don't think that Stearns is going to be fired, and the reason being, it's a strike year next year potentially, and if he gets fired, you're going to have to pay another GM. And I think he has a long-term contract. Not going to do it. Not going to fire him.
That's a good point, Ralph. That's a good point.
Yeah, they're not going to pay a double salary in a strike year because management still gets paid, and I'm going to justify that beyond the money. He is developed from the start. He drafted, or his scouts did, and he had overall approval of both guys who were coming along, Bench and to develop two guys that come along in any one given year who have been playing without the protection in the lineup of Lindor and that first baseman who's hurt, got to give him some credit, although I think he got rid of the heart of his team all at once, and that didn't help, A. And that manager appears to have his head in up his ass. What can I tell you? A lot of times, you don't have two 12-game losing streaks and do nothing about it. Yeah, I mean, anyway, what do you think of what I say, Robert?
Yeah, the part about not firing the GM because it's going to be a strike year makes a lot of sense. They also may not fire the manager because he's already paying two other managers, and then he'd be paying a third manager, and then if he fired him, a fourth manager. So I think that may give the manager some leverage also.
Well, I think that he's got enough money that if he has to, you could fire him, and I think he deserves firing. I just, I try to stick with the guy. One of you guys was telling me how much experience he had as the Yankees bench coach.
Right.
And that says a lot because the Yankees, despite what people say about Boone, have won a lot of games in his tenure, and maybe good advice came from Mendoza.
Could have.
Could have indeed. Tell me about Robert. Tell me about their pitching staff. What's going on?
You mean the two-man pitching staff?
Yeah,
They've had a lot. They've had a lot of injuries. Okay, they've
Peterson is a big disappointment.
Peterson's a disappointment. Manaya's been a disappointment. Singer's been a disappointment. Okay, you have McLean, who's pitching decently, and that's another rookie, by the way. So you have, when he pitches, you have three rookies in the lineup that have been developed under this regime.
So if you look at this, and people in New York, especially people who grew up with the Giants, Yankees, and Dodgers, don't want to hear rebuilding year. That's under any circumstances. But if they did, one can consider that with three rookie pitchers and those guys, Bench and
Ewing.
the guy with and Ewing, you can consider this to be a decent rebuilding year if they want to look ahead a little bit.
And for this year too, okay, you have the two rookies in the outfield who've been making spectacular catches every single game. Okay, and then you have Soto in the other corner of the outfield, who's having one of his best years. Okay, I mean, he's probably the best hitter in baseball right now. So you have
Simeon. You got Simeon doing a job defensively as well as hitting all right at second. You got to make a decision on Beatty and Fuentes, and what do you say there?
Well, what's going to happen when Lindor comes back? Beatty gets pushed off a third. Okay,
and I think Bichette would be good there.
Well, that's right. Well, Bichette has been playing much better. I mean, he's been hot at the bat. He's starting to hit. He leads the team in RBIs. He's going to go back to third. Lindor will go to short. Okay, so that pushes Beatty out of a regular position. And then you have to see. Vientos has done virtually nothing other than every once in a while he hits a home run.
Yeah, he's got some awesome power.
He does. He does.
I suggested on Facebook that they rehire Chili Davis as a batting coach. Or how about this one? As long as it's a fantasy and life is a fantasy, how about Barry Bonds being hired as a hitting coach? He was really good with Miami in communicating, and he's articulate. He could talk to the kids. I think that would be a great hire.
Yeah, it would, but I again, you don't know with him, whether he'd want to do it, whether he has the want to, that's something you don't know. I mean, they have a guy in the broadcast booth, Keith Hernandez, okay, who they could bring down and be a hitting coach.
Yeah, I don't think he worked very well with Alonso. I don't know if that's personality. Hernandez has a big ego, and what can I tell you?
Well,
I certainly like those three in the broadcast booth.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I like Howie Rose. I'm gonna miss him. It's his last year.
Yeah.
Um, so life goes on.
Yeah. Put it in the books.
All right. I want to talk about catching a little bit. Alvarez or Turan, is that the way to pronounce his last name? Who is really good defensively, as I see it.
Yes, he is.
What is Alvarez ever gonna be the steady guy that we hoped he would be?
If he doesn't get injured, that's his problem. Is every year he misses games. He missed games again this year. He'll start to get into a groove, start to hit, start to catch, get hurt, be out 30, 40 games. And the Mets don't really have a backup to the backup. When Torrance becomes the regular catcher, when Alvarez gets hurt, there is nobody else. I mean, they have a guy that can come up, but they don't have anybody with any kind of pop or anything like that. They don't have a lot of depth right now in the minor leagues as catching, at least
Okay.
high up. They have a couple of guys very low in the minor.
So, what can be done when a player is, quote, injury prone? What can be done to turn that around medically, training? Is there something that has worked before with players in general, not just the Mets?
No, I mean, when a guy is injury prone, generally he's injury prone for his whole career. I mean, and that's happened with Alvarez. He has not had a full season where he hasn't been injured.
Okay.
And it's all
I
different
want.
things. It's all different things. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Um, let's hope for the best on that one. I heard a rumor the other day about the center fielder Trout with
My
the
thought,
Angels.
right?
Can you substantiate that rumor, or
No,
tell me what?
I have not heard that rumor. From
Okay.
what I've heard, Trout's very happy in California and wants to stay there.
Oh, okay. Um, just
I guess you could say he's spawning in California.
Yes, yes,
well, well,
He's a
in
trout.
the
He's spawning.
yes. He's going upstream.
He's going
in the
upstream.
in the spirit of former Angel Tim Salmon, that might be true.
Yeah, well, yes. Where there's
Uh,
salmon, there's trout.
and as
I
a
will.
matter of
This
fact,
is usually where I throw in a catfish hunter joke, but I'm going to stop right there.
Okay.
all right, I just want to add one more thing to that. That Bichette, his dad was Dante Bichette, who played a lot alongside Tim Salmon for a while, and who I signed to his Topps contract in the 80s, making me feel really old at this point. Because when I did that, it was getting to be about 30 years ago. And I did it for 13 years. So, as Dorothy Parker would say, were she alive today, she would say, time flits. Oh shit. That's quotes here.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, why don't we give our voices a break and have Paulie do some business if he would?
All right, sounds
Oh,
good to me. It's that time of day where we gotta
all right.
pay the bills and do what we do to keep the lights on in this place. All right, so with that all said, uh, not only are these people fine stand-up people in our community, but they're people that you should patronize. So please, check out our sponsors. We'll be right back after this. Whether it's criminal defense, estate planning, or civil litigation, the answer is the law offices of Andrew Doja. Call us today at 510-865-1600 or find us on the web at dojalaw.com.
For tenant and landlord disputes, there's no other than the law office of Jeff Canberra. Call now 1-510-865-7369 and don't forget to tell them Zig sent you.
Not only should you have Zig tell him Zig sent you, but you should go like, subscribe, and follow Zig and Edge Studios on all these platforms. That way you'll be notified when another episode of Comfortably Zoned in Metsville drops. That's right, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Twitch. So, and then Zig, do you want to say your little 2 bits about Head Start?
I will, and I really take pride in my decision to make Head Start a part of Comfortably Zoned, because the president, this administration, is cutting back on virtually everything that can enrich our lives. So the Head Start program is getting very little funding from the government like it used to. And what I recommend that everybody does, no matter what community you're living in, is that you box up some new or lightly used children's books and take them to the Head Start program wherever you live. And my purpose in saying this, my reason is that kids need to read. Kids in the Head Start program need to read, especially so they can stop the cycle of needing help, and not just reading, but developing a passion, developing maybe a lifelong occupational interest. And kids need to get a lot out of reading, and they will. So get them some books. In the wintertime, children's clothing, warm children's clothing is needed. So they're a terrific program. Your contribution can get a tax deduction if you play your cards right, and make me happy. Let me just say too, quickly, about something Andrew Doza, our sponsor, told me that makes me think that he is incredibly perceptive about the human need and the need for an attorney. Because have you ever heard of somebody who they tell, you're sick, get your affairs in order because you need to do that? And what happens with that is that if people are sick enough that they need to get their affair in order, they won't do it. So his advice is that you see a competent attorney, and in Alameda, there is none more competent than Andrew Doza, and get your affairs in order well in advance. Know what's going to happen well in advance so it really gets done. And this way, the attorney gets to meet you and finds out what your needs are and can be much more prepared to help you. The other sponsor is an attorney here in town who specializes in tenant and landlord disputes. And there is nothing more common and frustrating in this world than when you have a landlord problem or when you're a landlord when you have a tenant problem. And so we're doing good for the community in Alameda by having sponsors who are licensed, and we have a good heart. We can get books to the kids, and my job will be complete. Job quote. That's kind of funny. This is not a job. It's a labor of love. And it's a big part of my life. As I get older, I want to keep getting the word out there. And here's a commercial for the man who could help you get the word out there. His name is Paul Brumbaugh, and he's right here. What do you do to help people get the word out, Paul?
Oh, that's a great question. I do a little bit of everything. The first thing I do is I assess what they need or what they want. So every time I talk to somebody, they go, "Oh, you're a stand-up comedian. What else do you do?" and stuff like that. I talk about podcasting, and that usually the first thing they say, even when you say you're a stand-up comedian, they go, "Oh, I should be a stand-up." Or same thing with podcasting. Every time I mention podcasting, they go, "I've always wanted to do a podcast," or whatever. And so I have people that have fully fleshed out ideas for what they want to do. Like, I have the full concept. I have a title. I have a mantra. I have a theme song. I've got an intro. I've got it all. And then there's other people that just say, "Oh, I would be good at that. I could do that. I'd like to do that," and they have no idea. I have people come to me that have a lot of technical ability. I have other people that have zero technical ability. People that that would be you. Yeah. There's people that actually want to come into a studio because they don't have a space. There's other people that want to do it from the comfort of their own home. This is my home studio in the Central Valley. It's also my private studio for private interviews, but sometimes I'm helping people make their home studio so that they can do what you're doing, Zig. I have a gentleman. I have multiple clients. I have one in Bangkok. I have one in Virginia. I have one in Oregon that we're setting up a studio in basically in a grow facility where they're growing marijuana. And so we have a few different things going on where people want to do it outside of the confines of, let's say, our storefront in San Francisco. They want to do it from their home or their business or whatever. What I do is I listen to what people need. I see how I could accomplish that. Usually there's more than one way to skin a podcast. And we literally will talk out ideas. We will flesh out their idea and attempt to do it. So depending on how they want to do it. Right now we have Robert in Florida. We have Zig in Alameda, and we have me in the Central Valley of California. So we're in 3 geographic different places, yet we're able to communicate, have graphics, intro, play video, whatever we want to do, we can do. And so if that's something you're interested in and want to try that on your own, and again, you could do this from the comfort of your own home. You could come to us in San Francisco. We can help you. It's Edge Studios Online. That's right. Edge. Anywhere you live, which I had you muted for that, by the way. But yeah, no, it's like Zig just said. He said, anywhere you live, we can help you. It doesn't matter if you're in a dark, damp basement in Michigan. We can help you. So reach out to us. So reach out to us. Let me give them this. So reach out to us, please, at Edge Studios Online, where all podcasts can be seen and heard. You can reach out to us on all platforms, or you can send us an email directly at edgestudiosonline@gmail.com, or you can call us at 650-503-3435. Again, that's 650-503-3435. So there you go.
Well, let me give you a good example of a new person that's going to do a podcast who's very capable. Camille is starting. Tell us about her. Let's give her a plug.
Well, and we have to. So she has a podcast that she's doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're actually in the. Even though we've been talking for a year and a half, we're actually at the very beginning of the development part of her series. Why? Because everybody has a different arc. Everybody has a different creative point. So again, some people know exactly what they want. When we talk about Camille's podcast, she is doing a lot of the legwork herself, trying to eliminate costs. Again, I'm not here trying to charge a nickel and dime everybody for everything. So I'll even give you homework assignments, if you will, to reduce your costs. Like a great example in my world is everybody needs graphics. Everybody needs an intro. Everybody needs a theme song. Everybody needs this or that. There's certain elements of podcasts that people want and need, but maybe that's not their strong suit. Maybe let's take an intro or a theme song. If they want a theme song, they have to get their own. They either have to pay somebody for it, get some third-party music that they're not going to get sued for, or have someone develop it for them. I usually tell people, hey, you have a lot of friends that are artists. Like if it was you, Zig, I would say, you have a lot of friends that are artists. Get on your Facebook, get on your social media and say, hey, I need 30 seconds of original music that's going to be featured in the beginning of my podcast. And when somebody does that, usually somebody on Facebook, a closet musician, even if they're playing keyboards in their basement or whatever, they'll make it for you because they, and usually people offer up stuff for free. And even if they don't, you can go to something like there's apps and different websites. There's one that's called Fiverr. And you basically spend $5 and they'll make you like a logo that's professional looking or whatever. And you can pay someone remotely to make whatever you're trying to do. So again, there's ways of doing things. You were just talking about Camille. Everybody has different needs. Come to us. We'll address what you're trying to do. We'll give you some options. Pricing is pretty much scalable, but I can tell you right now, these guys spend $250 a month to get 4 hours of produced programming every month. So that's what they're doing right now. And that's the going rate. But if you need to do one-offs or you need to do this or that, we're here to help you. So reach out to us at Edge Studios Online. So there we go.
Hey, Camille's dad, Robert, was Claudel Washington, the late Claudel Washington. And he was a Met, and so we have an added reason for rooting for her success. And hey, we're a clique. We're a small bunch of people who are comfortably zoned, who all have our best interests at heart. Our fellow clique members' interest at heart. So anytime we can help each other, we do. Paul has built up a network of people at Edge Studios that fit right in with the Comfortably Zoned network. So we're doing good, Paulie.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're doing pretty good. I think we as I keep doing, we just keep plugging along, folks. We just keep doing what we do. There's good months, there's bad months, there's all over months. So definitely, please, if you're trying to express yourself, we're here to help you. Please reach out to us. Again, Edge Studios Online, wherever podcasts can be seen and heard, or at us at Gmail, which is Edge Studios Online at gmail.com. So,
And by the way, another one of our sponsors, we're sponsoring him, and he's sponsoring us, is Robert Cole. Robert, if you would tell us a little bit about what you do and what your sports memorabilia program is about, love to hear it.
Yeah, most of the selling right now is done on eBay. We have almost 400 different products: baseball cards, Pokemon cards, baseball gloves, baseballs, all kinds of memorabilia, Mets yearbooks, Dodger yearbooks. And if you go to eBay and you look under, it's Robco 8956. Robco 8956. You'll come across me and you'll see all the things we have to offer. And we're putting stuff up every single day.
Beautiful. Send Paulie a link.
Yeah, my wife reminded me of it, and I forgot about it anyway.
and what I'm also going to do, just to let you know, it's not like we're in the middle of a podcast and we're doing housekeeping or anything, but the other thing I want to do is I want to send you a picture of all the baseball cards that I have currently that I have listed on places like Facebook. But I've got, I don't know, 8 boxes of sealed wax packs.
Oh, okay.
And I mean everything from they're kind of the, what is it called, the saturated years, everything from like 88 to 90 something. Most of them are baseball. There's some football. There's some hockey. There's even, where was the one I saw earlier? Oh, I saw something earlier. I have it somewhere. There's one right here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I found a inline classic motorcycle cards.
Oh, wow.
And they're Harley Davidson cards from San Francisco back in, I want to say they were like 92-ish. Hold on, it said somewhere. But anyway, so I have that. Look at this. This is another cool thing, which I don't know if I'm going to get rid of these. Beatles cards.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
And it's a box of them, and they're all foiled pack and sealed.
Oh, you're sitting on some money there, Paulie.
See this?
Yep.
So I have, that's just some of the things I had. One of the things I had that I got from the same person, or one of the things I was going to get, but I couldn't, he wouldn't give it up. And now he's passed away, and boy, he should have just gave it to me. Don't you think he should have just gave it to me?
Yes, yes.
Was a boxer. It was like 2 boxes of Mork and Mindy trading cards that were sealed.
Oh, wow. See, those are niche items. You know, the Harley Davidson stuff. You know,
Right.
You have your Harley Davidson guys that are, fight each other to get something like that.
Right.
That's Brother Bruno.
Yes, Brother Bruno. Brother Bruno is who I was referring to. Ronald Bruneker. Brother Bruno. Correct.
A really good drummer who was a San Francisco musician for a lot of years.
Right.
And who did podcasts that were not appreciated by the owner of the podcast group, but were creative and kept him young for a long time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, when I started doing podcasting, he was referred to me. He was like 76. And I thought, whoa, that's a job I could do for a long time, and he was very influential in getting me started. Miss you, brother Bruno.
Yeah, absolutely. Miss you, brother Bruno. Absolutely. Ronald
Yeah,
Bruneker. So,
yeah. I'm going to say this again. Mortality fucking sucks. How about
right now,
that?
I agree with you.
But you
Yeah.
can't beat it.
No.
Beat
Nobody
it
gets
now.
out. Nobody gets out alive. So try to make the best of it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Um,
You sound like Claude Kirshner.
you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. New York television, local television. We had it great growing up.
Oh,
We
yeah.
really did. There was so much talent because it all emanated from NBC, and wow,
Uh,
I love growing up in New York.
yeah.
I miss it a lot, but I couldn't deal with the weather. And the older I get, I'm not likely to deal with the weather anymore. Um, but here I am in Alameda. The sun is shining now, as just broke out of the clouds, and like I say, 12 o'clock, it becomes a beautiful paradise. Um, Anything you want to end this with, Robert? You were really good at giving a synopsis of what's going on in Metsville today.
Well, just so people understand, if they, come in the middle of our show and they don't hear anything about the Mets, is because unfortunately there's not a whole lot to talk about with the Mets.
No, not a lot to talk about that won't make us sick. Um, but let's hope that they can at least be competitive and show some hope for the future for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Uh, and stay healthy.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, most of
Al,
all.
Alvarez is just an example. Lindor was hurt for a long time. It took him a long time to come back, and I think he will this week. So,
He was supposed to last night, but they got rained out.
and I think they might be rained out today too. But that's a blurb I heard. When you scan the internet, sometimes you get carried away and you say, did I hear that right? Did I read that right? You know, um, but thank God for it, because it brings us. And I enjoyed your company today, Robert. Paul, thank you again for being the best producer that does podcasts in the Bay Area.
Oh, I appreciate you too, Ziggy, and you guys check out everything that Edge Studio has to offer right now. We have a great interview that's happening today on our page. It's me from the Edge of Insanity interviewing Cowboy McKenna or Cowboy Kenna from social media. Check it out. It gets released today at 4 p.m. on June 23rd, Tuesday, June 23rd at 4 p.m. Go check it out. Please go subscribe to Edge Studios Online at YouTube. That way you'll know when we drop a podcast. And thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate being along for the ride. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Zig. Get us out of here, Ziggy.
Hey, you are the ride, Paulie.
There you go, bud.
Shall we sing happy trails to you, Ralph?
No, I'm not going to sing anything and save the people the grief.
Okay.
But I will say thank you. to everybody who listens, everybody who gives feedback. I'm grateful. Be well, folks.
All right, until we meet again, I'll spring into song Love. No, I'm out of here, guys. We'll see ya.
Happy
Okay.
trails.
Mm.